Hello. Today we're going to be re-scaping the 29. Right now it's been left to do nothing. I've taken the wood out. Taking a couple trips to the river to get our supplies. A couple stocking changes as well. But you'll see that as I go through. Let's have some fun.
Hello tankers. Here we are at my local river, which is my gathering spot. Looking for a few specific pieces of driftwood for a project I'm working on right now. And there may be a few rocks I'm hunting for as well for something that might be coming. But I thought I'd take you with me, show you the process. Nice river here, beautiful log booms and rocks and so forth. Lots to collect, so let's get to it.
So, climbing up around, spending most of my time looking around the root structures, see if I can find me a break off that'll look tree-like. Sure they'll be around. I'd videotape more, but priority is not to fall, perhaps. So let's keep it safe. That's beautiful. All right, check back soon.
If I can make some suggestions, if you're gonna go out and do this, work on your balance and wear the appropriate footwear. Unlike me. Not the shoes to be climbing around logs, but like I tell my kids, do as I say, not as I do. Let's carry on. Okay, today's salvage, just a few. I'm gonna be modifying to accomplish what I'm looking for. There was no intact root structures that were sufficient for what I'm looking for, but now I think I need a drink, worse than I've ever needed a drink in my life. I'm gonna go do that, and I'll be back. We're back at the river. Gotta find some rocks that will actually go well with beach-colored gravel. So, maybe a bit of hunting and digging, but I thought I'd bring you with me. Let's go take a peek. Plenty to choose from.
So far I've found varying degrees of orange. I think that might look pretty cool with the driftwood that's going in there too. We'll keep looking around, see what else is around.
Alright, on the hunt I found these two, which I just like because they've actually got some detail on them. And they can fit where I'm thinking they'll go. So I got rocks based on their color. Obviously can't be all the same shade or that would just look a little strange. But we got some lighters, some darkers, some cool designs on some, and some basics, but you need those too. So now we're gonna go on the hunt for smaller flat ones. Like you've seen in the tank before, there are rams, and rams like to breed on flat rocks. So the hope is that they do so, and I can remove that rock and put it into fry box and have some rams. But I think that's enough for the big ones, because I've got the driftwood that's going to go in there as well. So I'll bag these up, and we'll look on the hunt for some small ones.
All right, a few small ones. These cool looking black and orangey ones look cool. But the bag's extremely heavy now. In fact, it did pull me over. So the tailbone's a bit iffy. But we'll load these up, and I will try not to injure myself on the walk back to the car. See you guys shortly.
Hello, folks. Do you find yourself suffering from poor posture, arched shoulders, hunchback? I've got the solution for you. Walk a kilometer with a backpack full of river rocks. That'll straighten you right out. Now back to your regularly scheduled programming.
All right, we got all our finds here. Freshly cleaned and scraped and so forth. I'm going to attach a couple rocks to them. This is very hard wood, which is great for aquariums, but it takes forever to waterlog. So I need something to hold it down and also something to hold it in the position that I want it to be in. The rest of the rocks will just go in without being attached to things. And I've got my cigarette filter fluff and some super glue, cyanoacrylate super glue, and it's actually a pretty neat process. So I've got some in between the wood and stone there, and I'm just going to pour the super glue onto it. It's got to be liquid super glue so it actually sinks in, but keep a close eye on that. You can actually hear it sizzling a little bit. You probably can't, but I can. Little puff of smoke there. The bond that this makes is basically like a hard plastic. I went ahead and grabbed the wood out of the tank. I haven't attached it yet, I'm still playing around with it, but that looks pretty good to me. I think it'll turn out pretty cool. I've got to put a rock down here to hide the opening there, probably a rock in there, which I'll glue to all of those. That can be glued to that and then to the rock that's down there. Right down there. And the wood will be the same color once they're both waterlogged. I just wait for this one to dry a little bit so I can ensure the glue sets nicely to it. And a bunch more rocks and whatnot to go all around it. And then I think the idea is to have some rock pile and detail kind of on this side of the tank, but no wood over here. I'll have jungle val along the whole back of that, coming all the way forward on the left side of the tank. So the jungle val is all up there. This is a bit empty. There'll be the roots from the pothos kind of dangling back here and back here. Alright, there's the finished product. I think it looks pretty cool. It's wet because I wanted to see what it looked like. But I basically just glued some rocks over top of the cigarette filters. At least the visible ones, like that one you won't see. But the plan is actually I'm going to have Java moss tucked in these cracks. Probably up here, coming down this way. So you won't see it anyway. But that's what it looks like for the last shot out of water. Okay. Our first step's going to be, let's get this pothos out of here. And then I'll put it all back in when the time comes. We're gonna have a bunch of snails on here. Yeah, now we're just gonna grab the plants and the rocks out, because I'm reusing the jungle val. Alright, so firstly we grabbed our little family of guppies that were living in that tank. And let's just put them into our colony here. And they're gone. Good luck finding them now. Oh, that's the male right there. Alright, let's get the other population out. Alright, we're all emptied. All cleaned up. This is the one tank that does have a pictured background. But given that I can't plant this one too well because it's not really a planted light and stuff, I'm perfectly okay with that. We've got our 2 adult rams, 3 juvenile rams, and 2 lemon blue-eyed plecos in there. And we've got about 11 to 15 hong sloi fry, 3 ram fry, and some of the snails that I was able to collect. And I do also want to get my calico out of my big tank, but he's proving very difficult to catch. But as soon as I catch him, I'm going to put him in here, because if he crossbreeds with a lemon blue eye, I'm perfectly fine with that.
So I'm going to grab my substrate. I'm going to show you what we're using. The original plan was that I would have Knuckles, the big Pleco, in here that you've probably seen in my other videos, so I went with gravel. I've since changed my mind and moved him over to my 40-gallon Growout. But I'm not about to go buy a new substrate. I'm going to use the gravel in here, and we've got the decor that you saw me make. So it's going to be fun. So we're all cleaned out. This is what's going in here is just beach colored gravel. Cheap. Does the job, it's fine. It's not like it's big pebbles. I'm not set up to rinse the entire bag, so I've just got a little bucket here that I'm gonna kind of rinse it off a little bit at least and then put it in there. I can use a filter with some floss in it or something like that if I have to be able to get rid of the last little remnants of dust. All right, we're ready for the decor. In addition to the made one, I do intend to put this man-made cave. I know it's not natural, but it looks pretty natural. Rams are in here. Generally they breed on rocks, but maybe I'll put a flat rock inside of it or something to make them feel very comfortable, and then they can breed on it. They're the biggest thing in the tank, so as long as they can protect the fry, they'll be okay. But I just feel more comfortable if they're completely protected. Let's grab the masterpiece. So here's our big contraption that we made. Let's try to get this positioned and in without smacking the light. Which we did anyway, that's okay. Okay. That takes up actually a little bit less space than I thought it was going to. So that's great. Just have to make sure I have enough space for my sponge filter back there. Just a little bit tilted. Okay, let's have some fun with some rocks. Right now I'm just basically stuffing Java moss into the crevices and cracks that I feel I want it to be in. Mainly to cover up some of the gaps, some of the glue. But I don't want the tank overrun with Java moss. So. All right, after trimming and cutting, looks like I've got just 8 to 10 different stalks of valve. So let's get to planting these. Hopefully I can do it with my hands because I'm not very good with tweezers.
And then we also have to remember the pothos roots will be protruding down as well. All right, I'm gonna get my heater situated, fill up some water, and we'll see it full of water.
Okay, we're filled up. We're gonna do some fish releasing. So all the fry first. Like I said, about 11 or 12-ish hong sloy. There's 3 rams in here. But I want them to be able to go hide if they want to first before I release all the parents. So. Water is all dechlorinated and temperature matched, etc. I've got the one filter running. The hang-on back filter is running. That's what it looks like so far. You'll get better shots at the end, of course. All the babies who kind of went to find their own hiding spots. Let's gather up all the adults and do the same thing. Okay, next batch we have the 2 adult rams, 3 juvie rams, and 2 lemon blue-eyed plecos. I do have a calico pleco that I want to put in here as well, but he is being very difficult to catch. Okay, so they're all, of course, going to be stressed, exploring, not knowing what's going on.
And there's the finished product. Still a little bit bubbly. I just spent 10 minutes scooping duckweed that came in off the pothos. Any more I will scoop out as well. Finally be rid of it. I got one pothos that I put along the back, over top of the light, over top of that light, and all the way across.
I contained the roots to be closer to the top just so they look like, you know, off a river when some roots come into the water, but they won't be a focal point. Come down here, there's the fake cave. Looks like apistogramma exploring it already. Couple of rams back there. There's one of my lemon blue eyes. Rams doing their normal chasing. All the bubbles.
Okay, scraped out the front. It's good enough for now.
Rams. They still haven't colored up yet. They were still stressed from being in the bucket. But they're all swimming around. Got a little cave in there they could use. There's the 2 plecos back there. Still haven't caught the calico, but as soon as I can, he's gonna go in here. I did put a little flat stone inside that cave, maybe to entice them to breed in the protection of a cave.
And I think the wood turned out quite nice. All salvaged, of course. Roots aren't too overbearing in there. But there is going to be quite a population here as my fish breed. So I have to make sure the nitrates stay under control, and rams like clean water, so.
The pebbles work okay, the gravel. I mean, generally I would use sand, but this is what I had on hand.
But overall, I'm happy with it. It's lighter than all my other tanks, which is kind of cool. A little bit different than the dark substrates. But it wasn't even escape before, so can only go up from there, right? All right, hope you enjoyed. Please drop a like, drop a comment, subscribe. I could really use the help. Try to get my videos out there. It's a fun hobby that I don't want to keep a secret. Don't want it going to waste. Thanks for watching.